Okay, everyone. Told you I'd tell you about our ducks here. We're finishing up here in the evening, and as you can see, we have 3 ducks. We once had 4. Last week, we were working here, and my son called me and said he needs some help with hay, so I went down and helped him with hay. Well, by the time we got everything done and back up here, it was pretty late at night, and we had 1 less duck than we should have. The fence was completely intact. Nothing got through the fence. There was no feathers, no blood anywhere, nothing like that. No signs of foul play, so to speak. Our only guess is probably an aerial assault because the fence was fine. We do have some great horned owls around here. We hear them quite often. We also have some hawks and things like that around here, but I'm suspecting maybe an owl. So it's one of those things. Don't like it when it happens. We've been pretty fortunate. We haven't had too much issues with predators. There's only one other time we lost a hen due to a predator. Which brings me to a point. If you're just getting into raising any kind of poultry or fowl of any kind, keep in mind when you're building your structures, it's about keeping the predators out more so than keeping your hens and your ducks in. It doesn't take much to keep chickens and ducks in, but it can take a lot to keep a predator out. Some of their predators are very small, like weasels, and they can get into some small, tight areas. So always try to keep things buttoned up tight, and things that are strong. Whatever you're keeping them overnight. Overnight is when things seem to get active. Things go bump in the night, shall we say. So as you can see, like this out here, this is just some chicken wire on some T-posts, which is not very much, but we only let them out during the day, and at night we put them inside. Where we're at, we have a lot of predators. There's a lot of raccoons up this way, as well as winged animals, and a myriad of other things. So we just make sure we get them in every night, and the other night we just didn't get back in time, and we missed it. So yeah, but this is our laying hens. This is their pen right here. Like I said, we let them out every morning. We try to get them in at night because of the predators. This is kind of a temporary structure, this pen area. I want to make it a lot bigger. I want to make it pretty much all the size of this. Right now we only have 5 hens in here and the 3 ducks. And the 3 ducks we just got, they were inside in the brooder box. Well, we have a bunch of new hens in there as well, and they outgrew them very fast and kind of started pummeling them, so we brought them out, and we keep them in here with the hens. I need to make them probably a separate duck house. I want to make it so that it can be movable. I can drag it, but for right now this is where they're at. So it's kind of got it down in a routine. When I come down and go in to the hen house at night, all the hens will come in because they think they're getting something, which they are. They're going to get some chop. So they get in, I'm able to shut the door and feed the ducks outside, because if I don't, the hens will keep them from eating their chop. So that allows them to eat separate. Now, I started this video late. They've already pretty much ate everything they're going to eat. So now comes the fun part of gathering them up and getting them in. So we'll do that here in a little bit. So they'll probably get up and eat a little bit more probably before they go in. So, yep, so it's kind of a sad story. So now we're pretty, if we think at all that we're going to be out later than what we are planning on, we make sure we get them all in, even if that means having to put them in early. But other than that, it's all going pretty good. We're getting very close to moving our young hens from the brooder box out. So I will probably put the older hens, I'm going to probably move them around in the mobile unit for a while. I want, if you don't know, chickens have a pecking order. It's kind of where the term pecking order comes from. And they establish that. They literally fight with each other, and whoever wins, wins. And that's, you know, they establish their pecking order. Well, these older hens that are a year and a half old, they're going to just pummel these new ones coming out. So I got to kind of keep them separate for a little bit. We'll put them in, the new ones in this hen house, and they won't really come out too much until they get a little bigger. There again, because of predators. And then the 5 laying hens we have at the moment will go in here during the day. I think we might put them in with the brooders at night, because they're about the same size. That might be, I might do something else, but that's kind of the plan. That's something to keep in mind too. If you do get into doing poultry and that, if you go to add new birds in with old ones, they will reestablish their pecking order, and the young ones can get hurt. So, you know, just to decide how you're going to handle that before you do it, because they will break legs and things like that. Once they're kind of like a horse, in the sense of once they break a leg, there's nothing you can do about it. So you want to prevent that from happening if you can. All right, so we're just getting some evening chores done. I tell you, it was real humid this morning. I wasn't sure, but man, did it get nice now. There's a breeze in the air. We got our pumpkins in this morning. I did some videos on that, or actually my wife did some videos on that down here in the lower field. I got the orchard mowed back here. One vegetable plot is just about, it's pretty much planted. I think we're done with that. We got one more spot up in here, up above this trailer, back in here. We're going to put some late cabbage in there, and possibly a few other things. But planting season, I think, for us is wrapping up. My long-term goal up here is right in this area, from this trailer out. I eventually want to level this off and put a high tunnel through there, a greenhouse, if you will, a high tunnel they're called. Level that off, put that on there, and I hope to keep our laying hens and probably some hogs in there in the winter time. But then I can do an early planting inside there and a late planting inside there, and then hopefully, you know, have some produce starting in like late May, early June, and have it clean up into November. That's a long-term plan. I don't see that happen for a year or two, but well, I hope it happens soon, because I think that would be very beneficial. So these guys, I love watching them. I kind of can't wait to get them out of here. I got a friend of ours going to come over down and hit this area. You can't tell, it looks like a bunch of brush, because it is. There's a lot of springs down in there. We're going to dig a pond here, and I want to be able to move these guys down there. That's why I want a movable duck house, and move them down there during the summer months so they can have a pond and everything. Then I'll move them back up in the winter time, just to be able to keep, you know, with water freezing and stuff, just to be able to keep better care of them through the winter. But, you know, they don't seem to care about weather or anything. It rains, they love to come out when it rains. I mean, you know the old saying, you know. The only thing happy in the rain is a duck, you know. But, yeah, they don't seem to be bothered by weather too much. But it's just, at this point in time, for us, it's kind of tough to keep water, especially through the winter time, because the thing is freezing. And we're going to keep developing things and remedying that. I need to run some water lines and things like that. So that's where we're at. Thanks, guys.